السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مساء الخير جميعا، أهلا بكم في برنامج نيوكاسل مع وليد. معنا الليلة ضيف مميز، وكيل أعمال اللاعبين السيد غريغوار أكسلرود من فرنسا، طبعا وكيل أعمال رسمي من الفيفا. راح يجاوبنا إن شاء الله. كنا راح نستضيفه في فترة سابقة، لكن سوق الانتقالات كان زحمة مع عقود اللاعبين والأكشن اللي صار في آخر الأيام. راح نتكلم طبعا في كثير من الأشياء اللي يعني قد تكون عندنا مفاهيم خاطئة، نبغى نعرف وش قاعد يصير مع وكيل الأعمال، ولنا الشرف أنه معنا السيد غريغوار اليوم يجاوبنا عن أهم الأسئلة اللي دائما تهمنا في فترة الانتقالات. برضو الآن وقت جيد، خصوصا مع انتهاء وقت الانتقالات، يعني نقدر أكيد في عندنا كثير من الأسئلة اللي راح إن شاء الله نحصل على أجوبتها من السيد غريغوار. طبعا نشكر لحضوره. Lads and lasses, welcome to the show. We have player agent license from FIFA, Monsieur Gregoire Akcelrod from France. After the window closed, of course we need a lot. We have a lot of questions how this is going, and hopefully Mr. Gregoire will give us the secrets or some secrets or some stories about the transfer window and or its related issue. Mr. Gregoire, bienvenue to the show.
Thank you. It's a great pleasure to be with you today, and I hope that people will know everything about the work of FIFA agents after the show.
Brilliant, and we are privileged and lucky to have you. At the beginning, of course, we have many questions, and we hope we can answer it all. Let's talk in beginning. If you can tell us, it's a two-part question. Mr. Gregoire, how you become an agent? Did you dream to become an agent, or it was coincidence? And also, if you can tell us about this job, is it hard? Is it easy? Is it challenges and privileges and features?
Well, so first, I didn't want to become FIFA agent. It was by surprise because before I was football player, and I never play for big club like Chelsea, Everton. So it was my dream to work with the biggest club in the world. And when I finished playing football, I work in motorsport, and I meet one kid, 15 years old, who was talented and wanted to play professional, and he asked me to help him. And I say yes, but I'm not agent, but I will do my best. And because he played in 7 leagues in France, I bring him on trial with Liverpool Football Club, and it was a big transfer from 7 leagues in France to Liverpool. Was fantastic. So I did 1 week with him. We make some picture. He published on Facebook. And when we came back in France, I received like 100 messages from children who say, "How did you do this? How did you bring someone from the park to Liverpool? I want you to be my agent." So everything started like this.
This is a brilliant story, Mr. Gregoire. You mentioned you were a player. Can I know which position in football?
So I play defensive midfielder. I play professional.
Defensive midfielder.
Yes, I play professional for Canada, and I play also for Paris Saint-Germain, but for amateur team.
Like Chomini, your ex-agent, ex-player.
Yes. A different profile, more Arteta than Chomini, but yes, we play the same position.
Tell us about the job. Is it easy? Is it hard? How it's privilege or features, challenges?
No, so right now for me, it's very easy because I'm in football since 12 years. I have a good reputation and I have good network. But it's true that, for example, someone who starts now and want to work in Saudi, good luck to him, because you have so many bad agents, so many liars, that it's absolutely difficult to know the right people. So yes, with the time, now it's easy because I know who to talk, who I can talk. I know the club very well. I know my partner in Saudi, in China, etc. But it's true that when you start, if you start alone, it's very, very hard.
What do you mean by bad agent?
Bad agent is like 95% of agents. They just lie all the time, and they told the small player that if the player sign with them, they will bring him to Chelsea. But the player will never go except in semi-professional. So it's a little bit like women. Some agents, they are good to lie and to make dream people, but they will never bring nothing concrete at the table. And we are in concurrence with liars. So it's why we need only to work with clever players, because some players are so dumb that they will listen everybody, and of course mentally they will be destroyed. So it's true that the influence of a bad agent is very strong and could be very negative.
In few steps, how you can be an official agent? Is it that hard to get that if someone interested?
From 2023, you have a new regulation from the FIFA. That means that there is an exam one time per year in May, and it will be 20 questions. You have 1 hour to answer the 20 questions in QCM. So it means it's A, B, C, D. It could be A or AC or ACD. And if you do less than 5 mistakes, you will be officially a FIFA agent. So on paper, it looks nice and easy because you say, I just have to answer 20 questions. But in real, it's 20 juridic questions, very hard. Like you find a club outside your country, 50 kilometers from your city, and your dad works 20 kilometers from your city. Can he sign in the club in another country? If he's under 16, B. If he's under 14, C. If the dad works more than 25 kilometers. So it looks easy, but you have so many answers by question that finally it's very difficult.
I was lucky to say I took a look on the PDF of the test or the book. It's 700 pages.
Yeah,
I believe.
No, it's 1,000.
1,000, yeah, 1,000 pages. Do you have to memorize it all?
Yes. Well, in fact, during the exam, you can use the 1,000-page document, but it's so long and difficult
you need
to find the good page.
That you can bring the 1,000 with you.
Yeah, but first, just to print, it costs you €500. And the problem is that it's better to make online school. Me, for example, I have an online school to prepare people at the FIFA exam, and we have a success rate of 70%. When if someone go alone, he will have 5% success. So it means 95% chance of failed and lose one season, 1 year. So it's important to prepare with the best if you want to be successful.
A few days after winter transfer market closed, how was it for you? Did you have maybe some story or some challenges you pass during this window or a previous window you can share with us?
Yes, I did. Last summer, I did 8 transfers, so it was very positive for me. What happened last January? I meet a player the 13th of January. Okay, I never meet this player before, and this player say, I need a club because I just finished my season in US and I want to come back to Europe. But I say, listen, we are 13th of January. It's so difficult to find a club in 2 weeks, but I will try because it was a player with a good profile. And 2 weeks later, I found an offer with Montpellier in top league in France. So in 2 weeks. So, but it's because I have good network, because I'm good to analyze player. So of course, if I feel the player can play for Real Madrid, I will send. But if the player can play only in second division, Switzerland, I'm not going to send to all club in Spain top league. So the truth is, I did a small miracle because find a club in 2 weeks in top league in France is not easy.
Saud Abdelhamid, the Saudi player who played for Lens in France. Have you heard about him?
Yes, I have good feedback, but I don't know him personally, and I never see him playing.
Okay.
But Saudi, I work with Al Ahly Saudi, so I was with them during 3 weeks in July 2023, where they signed Firmino, Riyad Mahrez, Kessié. So I see them on training every day, and I become friends with some Saudi players also. And I think Saudi players, they have very good mentality. They are ambitious. They like football. And but the problem is the difference between superstar and local is very huge. Like, of course, when you bring a world-class player to a club who came from second division, because Al Ahly was in second division, the gap was strong. But I think it's always better to train and play with world-class player than stay with your teammate. So I think the strategy is good, but we need time.
Have you bring some players to the Saudi League before?
I made one transfer with one player from a big Spanish club. Yes.
Oh.
But I don't want to talk too much because the agent never pay my commission.
Yeah, okay, sure, no problem.
But
just
yes,
try to get the much how we can. All right. I ask, we have a group of WhatsApp about Newcastle because the show is about Newcastle, but we always want to find answer. And some of the question interested I get, why the player changing his agent and how to keep him.
Okay, so Newcastle, I know very well the woman side because I'm working also on. It's very professional and they have a strong ambition. But I don't think they will promote. I don't know. I hope so. But now they are middle club, middle of the league in second division. But they are very ambitious. About agent in England, it's a big war because some agents they propose money to the players to sign them. So it's a very difficult to sign new players from England, etc. It's very complicated. And it's true that now with the new generation, if they don't have what they want, they will always find excuse or they will say, yes, if I'm not successful, it's because of my job. If I'm not successful, it's because of my car, blah, blah, blah. So they like to change. We're not in a generation in Europe where we can make long-time relationship. It's very difficult. And it's a big problem because the goal is to, like me with Aurélien Tchouameni, we stay 5 years together. 5 years is a long time. But now it's more 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and we only signed maximum 2 years contract. So it means we can make one deal, but if the player wants to work because his mom wants to become an agent, we will lose the player.
About Tchouameni, you're saying Tchouameni. Anything you can share about the 5 years with Tchouameni?
In fact, it was very funny the first time I met him because he was 15 at the Academy of Bordeaux. And I was watching one of his friends, but I didn't know Aurélien. And I watched the training, and there was one kid watching the training. So I talked with him because we were two. And he was very clever, very nice. And he said, my name is Aurélien Tchouameni. I don't have agent, but come back tomorrow to see me training. And I didn't know absolutely how he was as a football player. But I say he looks clever and nice, so I'm coming back. And next day I went with a friend, and I watched the training, and I was sure that Aurélien, he had yellow shoes. So I watched one pair with yellow shoes, and he was so bad technique, etc. So I say, wow, I lose my time. Maybe I'm going now because what will I say to the player? Sorry, you are not good enough. But my friend, he said, okay, let's go to the beach. Let's go. And I say, okay, I'm polite. I will stay until the end. But I watched one player with pink shoes, fantastic. And I said, this one is a future Pogba. But I'm so unlucky that I meet the bad player. And at the end of the training, I was waiting the player with yellow boots. And it was the player with the pink boots, Aurélien, who came to see me and say, hey, Greg, how are you? Did you like my training? And I say, wow. I was happy because I knew that he can make a big career. Like, I didn't know that he could be transferred 100 million, of course, because the career of player is not always easy because people think all the players who are national team, everything is easy. No. With Aurélien, sometimes it was difficult, didn't play so much. But now he's with Real Madrid, national team of France, transfer 100 million. So he's already a big name. And maybe one day we'll play in Saudi. Who knows?
Of course, hopefully. He's a great player. You said, as I understand, you said some agent in England pay to the player to become their agent.
Yes, of course, yes.
This is legal?
No, I don't think it's legal. But the players, they do the same in France also. But in England, it's very popular for players to say, okay, you want to be my agent, how much you can give me because you will take a commission for my next deal, etc. So yes, it's a bigger money. Understood that we have a big company in England, like Wasserman, etc., who have big money, and for them it's easy. But when you are independent, you cannot pay 200,000 to a player, and you don't know if he will be the same level in 2 years because he can be injured, he can have some problem mental, and maybe he will not be the same player and you will lose your money. So it's true that with national team player, many agents, they propose money to sign the player.
Maybe this is a silly question for you, but it's confused us. What's the difference between the player who have agent or agency? Is it the same or different?
I will always advise players to be with independent agent. Like me, I only have 15 players maximum. But when you see big agencies, they can have like 200, 400 players. So in fact, the agent, they just sign, they don't care, they don't know the name. They just sign maximum and keep the player 2 years, like a big company. But me, I prefer for the player, because it's human, huh? We manage human people, to sign with agent who have limited players, because I know one player, he was third top scorer in La Liga when there was Ronaldo Messi with 17 goals, and he was signed by a big agency from England. And during the summer, he said, "Can you help me to find a club?" I said, "My friend, you sign with a big agency, so stay with your big agency." And they said, "Greg, I don't understand. They never bring me one offer." And the man, he scored 17 goals. Because the big agency, they are watching television and waiting the big club to come back to them. But they don't do the work like send message to give news about player, etc. So in fact, it's a big problem for players, because they will lose. They will think that being a big agency will help them, but finally no.
Okay, the agency, the player in agency, he have agent or he have agency to become the agent?
Alors, yes, some big agencies, they have like 20 agents, but usually the big agents, they stay independent. Because, like, for example, if me, I say, okay, I want to be with Wasserman or something like this, I will have to share my commission, all my commission with them, because I use the name. So we don't need this. When you are already top agent, you don't need to be with big agency.
I see. I remember during, during the transfer market, when you're looking for your players and your team, I noticed one agency, I may forget the name, they have, as you said, a lot of players. They have like Valverde on the top, Valverde, and the other not very famous or big players, but only one for this agency.
Yeah,
So maybe some players, this agency have Valverde, so I will be lucky to be in this agent.
Yes, I know, but sometimes it's someone from the family, or sometimes it's luck.
I see.
But me in men's football, I was agent of Aurélien Chouamini, and people know that when we start, we were only 2 people interesting to sign him when he was 15, me and a sport teacher. So we cannot say that Aurélien, when he was 15, all the world was on him, like now. So me, he progressed a lot. In women football, I had Kelly Gago. Also, 2 years and a half ago, she was with Sampdoria in small club in Serie A, and now she's with national team of France of Everton. So people, they see also the progression, because you have some top player like Balotelli. He was with an Italian agent at Man City, and after he went with another agent famous, and you cannot say that the career of Balotelli progressed so much. So some agents, they have bad influence on player.
Brilliant. Do the agent contact the players on daily basis?
Yes, not daily, because sometimes you are very close with the player. Sometimes there is some distance, because if you are too much with the player, it could be bored. So every player is different. Sometimes one player, I just need to give news one time a month. Some players, I need to give news every week. Some players every day almost. It depends how the player sees the relation. But it's true that me, I prefer to have few players who need you every day, because with French player, we need to talk with the dad, with the uncle, with the brother. It's very boring. We lose so much time, because all the families, they want to be close to the player. So me, I prefer to have a little bit distance with the player. So I'm not too much with this player, but sometimes I go every week because we have a problem to manage or a transfer to manage. So really it depends of the personality.
All right. If you have a player or agent and a player, does he need first? Do you need a lawyer? Second, is it separate between you signing the player to a club. What about the rights of the photo, the media, the advertisement? Is it included, separate, agreeable?
So first, no, you can be football agent without lawyer. I start like this, but now I have a lawyer because when you are with big club, you need to be strong and to have a good team with you. I have many lawyers, not only one. Second, about image rights, everything depends on the contract we sign, but now the club, they want exclusivity of the image rights. So it means you cannot bring a player on interview without the approval of the club. So sometimes the clubs, they say no interview for months. So it's stupid because we cannot promote the club, we cannot promote the league. So it's true that the clubs, they like to control a lot the player. And me, I'm not a big fan. I think it's better the player make a lot of interview because it's good for the club, it's good for the player.
Raiola, what was make him special comparing to other agents?
Alors, I work a little bit with him, but what can I say is that the media say something and the reality of football say something. So me, I don't want to judge people, but well, reality is reality, and sometimes with some agent, I was very disappointed. I know some very good agents, few, but I know some bad agent. Like one agent, very famous, he had one player with AC Milan. This player, he received 10 offers during summer. And this agent said, no, it's shit, no, I will find better. And finally, the player, the 1st of September, he was with that club during 6 months, but he already have 10 offers. So, and it's me who becomes agent of this player, but for me, it's a professional mistake. You need to go to court against his agent because when you have 10 offers and the agent, he refuses everything and you finish without club, it's a lack of respect. It's unacceptable.
We noticed that some players have his brother as an agent, his friend. Are they verified usually, or can be an agent without being an official agent?
Alors, in France, we have many cases like Kylian Mbappé is the mom, Adrien Rabiot is the mom, Antoine Griezmann is the sister. And officially, you need to be FIFA agent. And most of them, they are not FIFA agent. So they are not agent. But the club will never pay someone who is not officially agent. So it means they have to make a partnership, a collaboration with another agent to receive the money, and the agent pay the percentage to the family.
I see. And the member, he is in the picture.
Yeah.
He's the in front.
I don't want to talk about my life.
No, it's just some some question.
In France, it's logic. It's like this.
I see.
In Spain, it's different. Spain, I have one world-class player, very easy to work. Italy is the same. But France, the families, they want the money also. So it's difficult to work.
Here is a hot topic. The relation of the agent with the journalist. For example, Romano. For example, we can talk about someone else, but
yes.
We see how it's the leaks and this media stories. For example, I'm speaking as a Newcastle fan. We always asking the coach in the press conference, do we have a player will signing? The coach try to avoid direct answer. And we read that from the journalist or the top journalist for the club, they're saying something like, might be an negotiating with the players, but they asking no leaks because sometimes they said that this people saying the agent leak for getting more offers. Is that common or true?
Alors, first, Romano doesn't always say the truth. Sometimes he makes some mistake, but most of the time it's true. Second, yes, of course, we have a special, not everybody, but me have a special relation with journalists. So sometimes I say true, and sometimes I say rumor, because I need this. So the journalist, he doesn't know, but after I need to check. And you know that I know well the coach of Newcastle, because when he was assistant coach at Bournemouth, I was on trial there. I was on trial.
He was on trial. Practicing,
so I
you
meet
mean?
him and we played together a little bit during training.
Sorry, you were doing what exactly?
I was football player on trial at Bournemouth in League One when the coach of Newcastle now, he was assistant coach in Bournemouth.
Okay,
So
what you can...
okay,
nice.
Scoring 1 goal.
Okay, so what you can tell us about Eddie Howe?
But I met him because he was assistant coach. Me, at this time, I was on trial. We had Darren Anderton, who was very famous player also from national team of England, who was with us playing. And I don't know so much because he was assistant coach, so it's not him that I was talking the more. I was talking more with the coach. But he looks very professional, etc. But the life is... maybe I will see him next time I sign a player for Newcastle.
Hopefully.
The world is small.
Yes, this is a nice story, Mr. Gregoire. Okay. Is there terms for the club to the agent? I mean, the club tell the agent there is a condition and rules during the negotiating. So
the player, he can only have the coach. Sorry, excuse me. The agent of the player, he can have maximum 10% commission. After negotiation is negotiation. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's slow. Sometimes you are the second option, so they make you wait.
Pardon me. This is not my exact question. I mean, for example, you're bringing a player for Newcastle. Could the club ask you not to involve, please? We need this player. The window will close. There is other clubs fighting for the player. Did they ask, no, please, just talk to us. We are serious. Don't talk to Arsenal or other clubs.
They never said this. No, they know the truth. They know that my player. No, they always say, do you negotiate with other club to know the situation? On me, I'm honest. If I have, but usually it's better to say yes, or because if you say no, they know they are alone and they will not give you a good offer or the best offer. So most of the time, I have players who are wanted from all over Europe. So for me, it's easier. But you know, when you are FIFA agents, it's easy to do when you have top player. But when you have bad player, a player who come from injury, didn't play since a long time, it's very hard. So what can I say? It's a team. A top FIFA agent with a small player will not make big things. And a big player with a small agent will not make big things too, except Mbappe because he's world class. So Sam Grandmother could be the agent.
Some players, they're doing great, and for a few days or for a few games, usually the agent ask the club for better contract. This is common. Okay. I think maybe Mr. Gregoire got a call. It's a froze. This has happened sometimes. Okay. We'll wait. Hopefully. Maybe just try to text him.
You hear me?
Sorry, we lost it. Did you get the call or maybe internet?
Yeah, maybe internet.
All right. Okay. Okay. I want to ask you about the condition for the player.
What we need, the best deal is signing fee plus or top salary, of course, plus exit clause with a good number, with bonus. And if you have this, it's positive. But sometimes the clubs, they send you an offer the last day of the window, so you cannot negotiate, or you take or leave. So every time is very different.
This is a question you feel free if you would like to answer it or not, but it just come in a lot. Usually, some player says, or the media, this player he want to renew his contract, and he's saying the media saying, oh, he got offer from Saudi, he got offer from Spain, just to force the club to be quickly in signing him. Is this things happen? Usually, it's normal.
Yes, of course happen. But it's part of the game. On the club, the same. The club, they can say, we have no budget, but they have crazy money. And they say, we cannot do more, but they can do more.
Okay, but pardon me for this question. You have, for example, not you, I'm just talking in general. Does the agent have a player working for X club, and during this time, he's not getting much and he's doing great? Have the agent tried to look another offer for next window for the player with contract?
So, in fact, it depends how long he have under contract. He still have 3 years. I need to talk to the club and say how much could be the transfer. And if they say, no, we don't want to transfer him, we are finished. So better to talk to the club and say, listen, the player is doing very good. He's a small salary. Can you bring him a better deal? And sometimes they give. But everything is question of, yes, if the man he start to be with national team, if start to score 10 goals in 10 games, we are in strong position. But if the player start just to play a little bit, and you cannot ask a new contract. So it's question of timing also.
For example, Isaac. You remember Isaac's story from the past summer? He have a long contract with Newcastle, but he insists to leave. And there is only Liverpool want the player.
No.
Is this legal?
There's many club who want the player, but only Liverpool who can pay 100 million.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we don't know everything, because I know sometimes when the club say, okay, at the end of the season, you can leave, blah, 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 and you trust them, and finally we are at the end of the season, and they change their mind and say, finally, you don't leave. So the story is not always what we think. Many times the club, they say, okay, Greg, you can leave if you want with your player in summer, and they change their mind, and we are upset. And the club, now there is not so many humanity. The clubs, they are business companies, and they don't care. If they want 100 million, they will say, I don't care if the player wants to leave or not. I don't care if the player have personal problem. We just want the big money. So now it's more difficult to negotiate with club, because it's like they sell cars. they think players are like robots. So it's more difficult.
Brilliant. What's the difference between becoming an agent for a player or agent for the club, and can be together?
Hello?
Yes, Gregoire. What's the difference? Is there a difference between become an agent for a player or agent for the club, and can be together?
Alors, I was agent for clubs also, so I'm on player also. So I know, and of course, it's always better to be agent of club, because it's less stress, and people, they give you more respect, because you work for a professional football club. So if you work for Atletico Madrid, the agents, they listen to you easy, that way to say, hello, I am agent of player in second division in Switzerland. So you can do both. And what is easier to be agent of club, because they say, okay, can you sell these players and bring new players? So it's very nice job.
Yeah, because for me this is new. How it's work if you are an agent for a club? Your job is your job with a club. You have a salary or you have commission. Is your job to bring to call another agent for players? It's like that.
Yes, when you are agent for a club, so you have a percentage of the sale of a player, or the club mandate you to buy a player. So what you do is you talk to the agent, you talk to the club to say, I want to buy this player, what's the condition for the club, what's the condition for the player, and after you make the deal. But it's for me, it's easier to work with a club than a player, because you are stronger. And if you work for a top club, it's also great for your credibility, because agent of player doesn't have a nice reputation, but agent of club is always, for me, it's a higher level than agent of player.
Does all the clubs have agents? Because
Not
during usually, for example, Mourinho, now we see players or coach become an agent. He called the player, we want you, big name of the coach have big name. Sorry, he asked the player to come to the club.
Yes, but in fact, you don't need an agent when you are working for a club, but it's less work for you, because the agent will manage a negotiation with the club, with the player. Because if you are sport director and you have 10 players on the list, and if you do yourself the 10 negotiation, it's boring. So sometimes they prefer to lose 10% commission on the transfer, but ask an agent to do this. So in one way, I understand also, because when you're sport director, you have so many people who contact you all the time.
Do you think Newcastle have agent?
In England, yes, they like to have agents. Yes, I think so.
Because I don't recall any agent for Newcastle, but this
no,
is
of course,
just
because they never, like me, I was agent for a club and we never communicate. But yes, it's normal. In England, it's normal that to have.
Does the club ask the agent to become okay? The club asking agent become my agent, but in secrecy or not public?
Yes, everything is confidential. Yes.
Confidential.
Yes, it's confidential. When you give a mandate to an agent, it's confidential. It's the agent, he promotes when you have a player, but he keep confidential when you have a club.
But what's the problem if you are exposed? Okay, I am agent for Al Hilal, for example. What's the problem?
In fact, some people they say yes, but why this why this club use an agent? They can do everything alone. So it's positive for the agent to be agent of Al Hilal. But in fact, on me, I believe also that it's better to be confidential when you work for a club, because maybe the deal will never happen. On the club, they say, okay, I give you a mandate to recruit Haaland, but if it's not happening, you will look stupid, because people say it's your fault if the deal doesn't happen. So that's why it's better to keep confidential.
Because I'm doing podcast and try to bring information for my followers, I notice this is just an example. Weatherman agency, they are agent of Eddie Howe, coach of Newcastle, and a lot of players of Newcastle. So, is this normal? Is this helping to the coach have same agency of a lot of the recent signings? Why you think this is happening?
First, yes, you have some agent who can talk to players and say, look, we manage some coach. If you sign with us, you will be in this club because we manage a coach, or you will be with this national team because we manage a coach of national team. So yes, this happen. But me, for example, I have strong relationship with some club in Italy, in Serie A, because I make one deal clean. They like how I work, and every time they ask me new players because they like my professionalism. So I don't know what's a man. There is so many agents that I don't know who is the agent, etc. But yes, sometimes if there is one good agent, the clubs they prefer to work with the agent they already know, that negotiate with someone who you don't know if he work well, if he play games with you, he will ask an offer to negotiate with another club. Because some players, they will say to Newcastle, bring me an offer, and after they show the offer to Manchester City to have a better offer. So it's not easy. It's a little bit poker.
I see, understand. Brilliant, Gregoire, sorry. Do you have an advice or general advice for Newcastle club, because they always struggle with the financial fair play? Usually, always Newcastle, when this player, Arsenal, Manchester came for the player and raised the offer, and we always have this issue. So that's why we noticed that Newcastle tried to get many players from Weatherman agency because they are like uncommon. But any advice regarding financial fair play, or this is something can't be controlled?
It's very difficult because Newcastle, I know well Newcastle, but it was not the standard of Chelsea. Like Chelsea, they start working hard since 15 years. Manchester City since 10 years. Arsenal since a long time, since 25 years. And Newcastle is a new rich club, maybe since 3-5 years, I don't know. So you need time to grow the fan base, to sell merchandising, to bring more people at the club, the fan, etc. So I think, yes, what is important is commercial. On Manchester United, they are crazy about this. They are so good. And so I think you need a little bit of time because the concurrence in England is fantastic. You fight against Man City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal. Wow. It's not like you play in Spain when you have only like Atletico, Barça, Real maximum. So it's a big challenge to become champion in England. And yes, the financial fair play is a problem for the new rich because Chelsea, they didn't have financial fair play when they start. So yes, of course, it's difficult because you need to fight with people who didn't have the same regulation before.
This situation happens a lot, which is, for example, our teams in Saudi Arabia. We like the coach, the team doing good, and there's a transfer window opportunity. The coach bring a player, and we are questioning as a fans, why this player? He's not good, or something like that. But the coach insists to get that player. There is, many fans say, yeah, this is just for a broker. He will get a fees or commission. Is this true? If a coach bring a player, he get a commission, or what this is?
Yes, of course. No, in fact, when the coach has the same agent than the player, and it's possible that if he helps the player to sign, he will have some money back from the agent. Yes, of course. It's corruption, but of course it exists.
It's legal?
In France also.
Legal?
Yes. It's not legal, it's corruption. So you cannot do this. But people, they don't care, they will do it.
Okay. So this is okay. So the fans have.
Yes, the fans
maybe
sometimes this is a reality.
Yeah. This is a question also from our friend. He asked me to ask you the release clause. Is it an issue for you if you have, for example, a player with high release clause from the club, and the player want to go? How you face this release clause thing?
Release clause is very important, more important because people in football, they have not any moral. They can say something on the opposite the next day. So yes, I think Europe become more like America when it's only contract who matters. So yes, we need to have a release clause because now you cannot trust people. People, they just lie all the time.
All right.
On club the same, huh? Not only agents.
Okay. How legal to become an agent for younger players? Is there a specific age? Because we noticed the academy for the clubs start from 6 years old. So
no, to be agent, you need to wait the player is 16. So you can until he's 18, you are not allowed to be paid.
18.
Yes. So until he's 18, you are not paid. But some people, yes, some people they are agent of players 10 years. But it means during 8 years they cannot earn any money. So it's not easy.
If there is a good player, he's 14 years old. Who will be his agent? The club?
No, agent. You can be agent, but you cannot sign with him. But you can be his agent, unofficial, because you need to wait that he's 16 to sign with you. But if I want, I can take care of a son 5 years old. But I cannot sign him until he's 16, and I cannot earn any money until he's 18.
So what's the benefit for you?
No, because if he's the new Maradona, more you wait, more agent will come, and more it will be difficult to sign him. So sometimes it's better to be the first agent. Like Aurélien Tchouameni, because I was his first agent,
okay.
I had less concurrence than now. Because now, if I want to be the agent, it's difficult.
For example, you find an ex-Maradona and he's 14. You become his agent, but when he's 18, he go to another agent. So what's the benefit for you?
Yeah, no, nothing. You lose your time.
Yeah, so how to protect the
you cannot protect because the maximum is 2 years. So no, you just lose your time. So it's why it's important to choose the right players also.
I see.
Because the time you give to one player, you don't give to other people.
Brilliant. Okay. Is it common to sometimes you have a younger player or even 20 years, 25 years old, he's a younger player still. He have many options and he's confused, or maybe you see he's got wrong decision. Have the agent put pressure on the player? No, take this deal better for you. Have this happen, or vice versa?
It's true that some agents they can take decision for the player. Also, some players sometimes they don't need agent to make bad decision. So yes, it depends on the relationship. Me, I know my players, they trust me a lot, so I know that they follow my advice. But most of players sometimes they don't care. I know one player, I bring him, he was 18. He was playing in Senegal, in Africa, I bring him on trial with Barcelona, La Masia, with the reserve team. He was 2 weeks. He did quite well. He came back to Senegal, and Barcia was in negotiation with me for a contract. And when I called him 1 month later, he never answered me. He signed in Turkey, and he didn't even tell me. So he signed in second division Turkey, and now we have no news from the player. So it just what to tell you. Sometimes the players are so crazy, dumb. I don't know how they think, but they lose crazy opportunity. But you know that I have a conference starting in 2 minutes with another club. So we can do last question if you want.
Of course. It's it's a last question actually. Does the player ask you to go to another club or to another? Sorry, the club asking the player get rid of this agent. It's happened.
Yes, it happened to me. Yes, now a few weeks ago. The manager of the club in England, he take my player in his office. And he said, look, I know the contract with your agent will finish soon. You need to change your agent. And my player said, no way, you cannot say this. And he left. But it's happened in England in Premier League. So you see what is the real level of football. Sometimes it's a big war between the club because the clubs, they don't like big agents because they are scared of big agents. They prefer to have the grandmother or the brother who know nothing because they're easy to manage. So yes, it's really not easy.
Thank you, Mr. Gregoire, for coming. I really appreciate your answer our questions. We are honored and happy to have you, and hopefully to have you again. Thank you, Mr. Gregoire.
Thank you. It was a nice pleasure.
Likewise. شكرا لكم للمتابعة. كان معنا وكيل الأعمال غريغوار أكسلرود من فرنسا. طبعا جاوبنا كثير من الأسئلة. نتمنى أنكم استمتعتم بالحلقة. شكرا لكم وإلى اللقاء.
باي باي.